Some of you may think the best thing about having a portable console is the fact that you can take it with you everywhere. You'd be wrong. The best thing about having a portable console is the accessories. So today I'm going to show you all of my favorite Nintendo Switch accessories that I've accumulated over the many years in which I've owned them. Now, everything I mentioned in this video should be applicable to the normal Nintendo Switch and the OLED. In case you didn't know, they're both the exact same size, so any cases or anything like that I mentioned will be able to work on both. However, some stuff that is size dependent unfortunately won't work on the Switch Lite just because it's slightly smaller than both of these. To start off this video, we're going to do the 3 basic staples before we get into the slightly more unique items. And that is a memory card, a tempered glass screen protector, and a Pro controller. We're going to speed through these as I feel like they're in every single video, but it's important to mention a few things. This one's for my OLED as I hadn't actually got one yet, but I literally just pick up whichever one's on offer and I get a good discount for, which this month was this one. I just want to note the ones that are made for Nintendo Switch, the only thing it's doing is charging you extra. For glass screen protectors, I recommend them even if you never take your Nintendo Switch outside. I literally watched my Switch get dropped by my dad face down onto the concrete, and all that happened was my tempered glass screen protector smashed. The screen was perfectly fine, and even if you don't take it outside, you will end up getting scratches on it, even just by putting it in and out of the dock enough. In my opinion, I prefer the glass ones over the plastic ones just because 1, they can take a hit better, and 2, I feel like they affect the color less. I got mine from Orzly. I love them. I could not recommend them enough. If you travel with your Switch a lot, they are a staple. And then we have the Pro controller. What can I say is the controller I recommend if you're getting a Switch. I've had this one since I bought my Nintendo Switch and it's still going strong, although it doesn't know that it's being replaced by the Splatoon one literally tomorrow. But this is the controller I use the most. I barely play handheld, so through my thousands upon thousands of hours playing the Nintendo Switch, it's mostly been on this. It has no drift. The sticks still work fine, and if you spill something sticky or get something sticky in the buttons, it's surprisingly easy to take apart and clean as well, which is a huge plus because if you do that to the Joy-Cons, you're screwed. I know it's expensive, but in my opinion, it will last you a long time and has every single one of the features you could ever want from a controller. Those are the staples out of the way. Time for the real list. Here are all the accessories I've personally been enjoying at the moment. We're gonna start off with one of my favorites, and it's this case from GeekShare. When I saw this on Amazon, I fell in love with it, and this is the main case that I hold my Switch in. It fits in my handbag, and it has so much room inside for everything you could ever want. Like if you need to take any games, you can put all your accessories in this part here, and then I just put my Switch underneath this bit. I also love the fact that this case is pretty solid. My last one was really soft and I wasn't really too sure how much protecting it do in my handbag, but no, I really do enjoy this case. And also, I learned a lesson in checking all of the pictures that are on Amazon for a product because I had a little surprise when I turned this over. I can't tell if I love it or hate it, but it's a thing. The only thing I want to know is this meant to be a bum or is this meant to be... I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you think it is. Either way, I love this case, and anyone who sees you take your Switch out for it is in for a little surprise. I do, however, also have a slightly more streamlined case for times when you need it. By the way, every single item will be linked down below. It's not affiliated because I don't know how to do that, so you can find them there. This case is a complete opposite to the case I just showed you. It's sleek, it's streamlined, and it fits the OLED aesthetic, which I really like. And then you open it up, and inside you have a little game cartridge section. The only thing I do wish was that there was a strap to like keep your Switch in, because whenever you unzip it, you then have to be really careful that it doesn't just flop out at you and fall on the floor. This looks so battered, but in a way that means it's done its job. This is my game cartridge holder. Man, it looks a bit rough. I personally am such a fan of the hard cases. I love the fact I could throw this in my handbag, throw it in my cat case, either one, and I know all of these games are secure inside. The other cool thing is not only does it have plenty of space for all your games, but it also has a little SD card holder because some of you with extensive digital libraries might be in need of multiple SD cards. But there's plenty of space for all your games. They can be a little fiddly to get out at the beginning, but for the most part, it's a good case, and it makes me feel like my games are secure, you know? You'll also be glad to know that this has been ditched. This is no longer my go-to Nintendo Switch carry case. If you didn't know, I hated this case. I hate the fact that it was basically advertising a Nintendo Switch here. And I also didn't like the fact that it was all soft, so I didn't feel like it was protecting much. So it's gone. There's a new kid in town. Look at this. This is one of my more expensive purchases for my Switch. It was just over £30, although I think I bought it on offer. And this is a HEYSTOP case for the Switch. And look inside. Look at this. I still have this here because I haven't actually left the house since I bought this yet. This literally has space for everything inside of it. It is perfect. The thing I love is that the inside is hard. You've got loads of space up here if you want to bring the shoulders along for your Switch controllers, games as well. And also the outside is really solid. And it looks really sleek. I mean, I know it still has a little controller symbol here, but it's much less of an advert for what is in my bag than the other case was. And this case, I have no trouble throwing my Switch in the boot in this and knowing it will be fine. The other one, I did not dare put it in the boot. It needed to be put somewhere semi-safe so nothing could affect it. But this is definitely an upgrade. Next up is one of my favorite purchases. And this is the Skull & Coral Nintendo Switch holder. It's super simple to use. All you do is slide out one of your Joy-Cons, place it inside, and then slide the Joy-Con back down. And boom! You have a Nintendo Switch holder. My favorite thing about this is if the grip it comes with doesn't suit you, then it actually comes with a whole host of different grips you can use to fit your hand size. As you know, one of my biggest complaints about the Switch is how annoying it is to hold in handheld, and this fixes everything. It just makes it so comfortable, so easy to hold and play for long periods of time. And I love the fact that the handles I pick slightly edge the Switch upwards a bit, so you can still hold your hands down flat and the Switch is pointing towards you more, which I adore. This has been a game changer. On to something that's more aesthetic than useful, but I love them. Look at these little cats and tell me that's not the cutest thing you've like ever seen. These are the Playvital Cutie Kitty joystick caps. They're just so cute. They also make it slightly easier to play in handheld for me. I just like the fact that they're a bit more grippy and they just make the joysticks a tad bigger, which I enjoy. Could you get non-cat ones? Yes, but why would you? Now they match my case. Another thing I want to mention that I don't have is called the Hori Split Pad Pro controllers for Nintendo Switch. Now these I didn't buy for myself, I bought for my dad because his hands aren't so good anymore and he was getting Joy-Con drift, and these have made handheld gaming so much easier for him. They effectively do the same thing as this, but they're controllers instead of added grips, and it's made it so much easier for him to game in handheld, and he's enjoying it so much more. So I 100% recommend if the controllers just full stop are too small and fiddly for you and you need something a bit bigger, they're great for that. This one is a bit more out there, and I honestly don't know if any other Switch channels recommended something like this, but I am, because this has transformed my way of playing the Nintendo Switch in bed. Although I don't know if I'm going to recommend this exact one because I've been having a few issues trying to bend it. But other than that, the whole premise and idea, I love it. This exact one's by TRYONE, and I think this is going to loosen over time to be a little bit better to bend because at the moment I struggle. But effectively, you use this little grip part to grip it to either your bed, or I do it to the bedside table. And then, hold on, let me demonstrate. All you need to do is unscrew this part and you can clip it onto any table or bed stand. And then you just slide your Switch in and then you're free to game wherever you want. I am thriving right now. This is peak gaming luxury. I gamed like this last night for 3 hours in bed and loved every second of it. So I cannot recommend buying something like this enough. And all of these accessories have made playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, the newest game to have come out on the Switch, an absolute joy. Click here if you want to see more about this game. I'll see you next time. Bye.